Hi, everyone. Welcome to the launch of an education series on digitizing Indian auto retail. And this is led by Google in partnership with FADA and ASDC. This is, in fact, the first of its kind partnership to transform the auto industry through the power of digital. This is a three-session series that we're starting today to help you build a profitable dealership. Top product experts from Google will be helping you through this journey to understand how an automotive purchase journey has evolved over the last couple of years and how you can connect with today's digital first buyer. We will be covering everything from insights to hyperlocal marketing, a concept that has increasingly become important and efficient. But before we jump into the session today, allow me to introduce our keynote speakers. They are Mr. Vinkesh Gulati, FADA President, Mr. Nikunj Sanghi.
Meet Girija and Vaishnavi.
Of rapid digitization across India. Number one, with more than 500 million internet users today in India, we are the...
And we will have about 10 to 15 minutes towards the end for the Google team to respond to these queries. And without any further delay, I would now hand it over to Ms. Niharika Thakur to take this further. Happy learning.
These are big numbers online.
Agree that for
It doesn't our dealership
for share
very engaging. Very engaging.
agree that take sharing. Thank you, Nikhil, for sharing your thoughts today. And we totally agree that we need to think digital first, especially in the current scenario. With this, I would now like to introduce the Google team who will be sharing key insights and actions we can take to achieve success. We have with us two of the key members from the Google team for facilitating the session today. First up is Ms. Niharika Thakur, whose strategy and insights lead at Google and will be helping us understand an automotive buyer's journey. Next will be Ms. Vibhuti Agarwal, who leads the hyperlocal strategy to execution and has already worked across OEMs like Maruti Suzuki to increase hyperlocal contribution to overall sales. I would also encourage you all to make this more interactive. You can post any questions you might be having through the chat box, and we will have about 10 to 15 minutes towards the end for the Google team to respond to these queries. And without any further delay, I would now hand it over to Ms. Niharika Thakur to take this further. Happy learning.
Thank you, Arindam. Hello, everyone, and thank you all for joining us today. Before we present to you some interesting insights about the digital journey in the automobile space, let's take a look at this short video. It conveys the emotion of the journey on which Google is a user's partner. Brownie points if you remember the names of the characters.
चलिए, आपको ले चलता हूँ इस छोटे से शहर की सैर पे। कितनी शांति, कितना सुकून है यहाँ। भाग दौड़ से बिल्कुल दूर, राइट? रॉन्ग। नया तरीका। It is नई टेक्नोलॉजी।
I'm really excited.
नहीं, और नई टेक्नोलॉजी की नहीं है, ना ही इंटरनेट की। ये कहानी है सेंथिल की, ऋतिक की, रियाज की, पद्मावती की और हर उस इंडियन की जो किसी नए तरीके, किसी नई तरकीब से अपनी और दूसरों की जिंदगी बदल रहे हैं और जाने अनजाने में एक दूसरे को भी इंस्पायर कर रहे हैं, हमें इंस्पायर कर रहे हैं।
Welcome back, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm really excited to be here, and I would like to share with you some trends we are seeing on how the Indian consumer is evolving, and therefore how it impacts the way a vehicle is purchased today. I'm sure many of you would agree that the consumer has changed over the last few years. Over the next few slides, I will share with you what we believe are the key drivers causing this evolution. So let's start by understanding what's happening in India. Currently, India is the fifth largest economy in the world. It is believed that by 2030, India will be the third largest economy globally. And by then, we will have 1 billion users online. All of this is happening on the back of rapid digitization across India. Number one, with more than 500 million internet users today in India, we are the second highest connected country in the world. Secondly, the number of smartphone users in the country is also growing. Add to that the current COVID scenario, even the average time spent on smartphones has increased. Thirdly, the massive reduction in mobile data prices over the last few years, triggered by Jio, has led to 18x data consumption. We see all of these factors getting accelerated in the current COVID environment. In fact, there has been a 75% growth in UPI transactions over the last few months. All of this is in turn enabling more and more users to connect online and transact online. What these parallel shifts have also led to are diverse needs and expectations from India's internet users. Today, a large part of the user growth is coming from Tier 2 cities, Tier 3 cities, and rural India. These internet users are directly migrating towards a mobile without ever having to buy a laptop or desktop. And what it means, therefore, is that they experience slower internet and will need optimized websites and features. The internet video viewing population in India is expected to be about 500 million plus by the end of this year, that's end of 2020. YouTube has already reached more than 325 million adults in India in May 2020, and that's almost 83% of the online adult population. Before we go further in the next section, let's take a fun quiz. Follow the instructions on the screen, please.
एक second, did you fast forward this bit or was it cut? Hello? Okay. Okay, okay. So I hope when we're switching to live, we don't see that. Uh, hello? Hello, can anybody hear me? So, मेरे को बोलना था कि okay, first cut my live feed.
With this context, now let's move on to the next section to get deeper insights on the auto buyer's purchase journey. Until a few years ago, a very typical behavior for an auto buyer was to get to know about a new car launch either through TV or through a newspaper. And then they would perhaps visit an auto expo or just go to the dealership directly. This has dramatically changed with digitization. Today, the first connect of your auto buyer is online. Almost all new auto buyers have either a phone or a laptop and online access to information about the vehicle they prefer. Let's take a look at this slide. This depicts a typical consumer journey of an auto buyer. There are, on an average, 23 touch points, both online as well as offline. But of these 23 touch points, 20 touch points are digital. This is already being witnessed and endorsed by market leaders in the automotive industry. The power of mobile and internet means that today's consumers can get exactly what they want instantly and effortlessly. And as a result, there are three prominent behavioral shifts in buyers in the digital age. One, they are more curious. Two, they are extremely demanding. And third, they are more impatient than ever before. So therefore, for marketers, this implies that these consumers are tough to reach and even tougher to please. And a brand's ability to leverage data to anticipate these consumer needs will define its ability to grow. Now let's look at some interesting data points from our latest report. That's the Auto Gear Shift report. Auto Gear Shift report is a global report done by Google to provide insights into the purchase journey of auto buyers. We recently launched an India 2020 version with Kantar as our on-ground research partner. This report covers four-wheelers, two-wheelers, and used vehicles, as well as segments like sedan, SUV, bikes, scooters, etc. Also, for this particular report, we surveyed respondents across 17 cities, which covered tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 cities. So let's look at the first data point. 9 out of 10 auto buyers stated that they come online. That is from the initial motivation to buy a vehicle till the final purchase. And this is true not only for a two-wheeler buyer, but also for a four-wheeler buyer, irrespective of which part of the country they come from. Additionally, while they use multiple online and offline resources, a majority of these auto buyers even start their research online. This is 59% in the case of four-wheeler buyers and 45% in the case of two-wheeler buyers. Now let's take a deeper look and understand what are these resources that they are referring to. The auto buyers today rely more on digital resources than offline resources. Some of the top online resources preferred
We
are...
would now want to understand how we can drive higher business impact. We have used Kanta's study, a media mix. With this, we come to the end of today's session. We would now like to open the floor for questions. Feel free to ask your queries through the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you, Google team, for such an insightful session today. I'm sure it helped us understand the changing customer behavior. I would like to take a minute to also cover some of the key takeaways from today's session. First up, we learned that the middle income
Okay. Now go back to that any Q&A wala slide and then put me live. I'm Vibhuti. So what will happen is Dhruv will say something like, now I invite
Yeah.
Vibhuti.
For this question, I invite Vibhuti. So when I say
So
this, you switch back to that holding slide of.
We would now want to understand how we can drive
हाँ तो अभी जो पहला आया था वहाँ पे any Q&A आएगा, then my feed is coming. And after this, we go to the closing note by that guy, Arindam. So basically, I'll
उसका
say something like,
उसका स्पीकर
I'll
साइड देने का है। जब when
नहीं नहीं नहीं
विभूति
नहीं
closes, सीधे वीडियो शुरू हो जाएगा।
सीधा वीडियो स्टार्ट हो जाएगा।
Okay.
हाँ so हाँ so now I would request Arindam to help take us through whatever.
People in tier 2 and 3 cities are increasingly coming on digital. And I'm sure many of you would understand that very well. Second, we learned digital is the new mainstream with 9 out of 10 people researching online and heavily relying on Google search and YouTube. Third, we saw that digital marketing also seems to be more efficient than traditional mediums which have been in use so far, especially with 1 in 3 people following it up with an action. And finally, we should follow the 4-pronged strategy to drive profitability. It was great to know how we can drive customers better to use solutions like Google Trends, GMB Insights, and Google Analytics. In the next session, we do plan to cover how you can get started on creating your digital storefronts, a fundamental requirement for hyperlocal marketing. Hope this was well worth your time, and we look forward to seeing you all on December 17th. Till then, have a great day. Thank you. On December 17th. Till then, have a great day. Thank you. Thank you, Google team, for such an insightful session today on December 17th. Till then, have a great day. Thank you.